Hello, my name is Dr. Rizwana Chowdhury, and I am a faculty member here at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine discussing the potential of electrical neuromodulation for inflammatory bowel disease. Inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, has a prevalence of about 3 million US adults being diagnosed yearly. The incidence has been rising in certain countries while stable in others. The annual healthcare expenditure is about $7.2 billion in the US, and in Europe, ranging between 4.6 to 5.6. The pathogenesis is multifactorial and still unclear. Treatment includes immunomodulators, biologics, 5-ASAs, but has limitations including lack of response, loss of response, and potential side effects including infection and malignancy. Thus, alternative modes of treatment are currently under investigation in both animal and clinical studies. Electrical neuromodulation is one such treatment option and can take three forms: non-invasive transcutaneous stimulation, direct organ stimulation, direct nerve stimulation. This form of treatment has been used successfully to treat a number of other GI disorders, especially functional and motility disorders. In IBD, we know that there is a dysregulation in brain-gut interactions, making this a potential and exciting therapeutic option. The vagal anti-inflammatory pathway. Now, the vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in the body, containing both afferent and efferent fibers. It is involved in the function of various systems, including the gastrointestinal system. It is a major component of the neuroimmune axis, and it exerts anti-inflammatory effects via these four pathways listed, including the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis pathway, cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway, vagal splenic pathway, and vagal sympathetic pathway. This slide again shows the various ways in which the vagal nerve has the anti-inflammatory properties. In terms of vagal nerve stimulation, there are various devices and methods. Direct vagal nerve stimulation is invasive, does require anesthesia and surgery because it is an implantable device, and however, it is generally safe and well tolerated. Non-invasive takes two forms, including transcutaneous auricular vagal nerve stimulation and transcutaneous cervical vagal nerve stimulation. This form of vagal nerve stimulation is not invasive and does not require surgery. In terms of evidence of vagal nerve stimulation in animal studies, this slide here shows the various studies that have shown improvement in inflammation in animal models. This next slide is a summary of the studies in humans, all tested with invasive vagal nerve stimulation, and all these studies showed improvement in symptoms as assessed by CDAI scores and endoscopy. Another form of electroneuromodulation is via sacral nerve stimulation. The US FDA approved sacral nerve stimulation for overactive bladder and non-obstructive urinary retention, and subsequently it was investigated in several other conditions, including fecal incontinence, constipation, and pelvic pain. The mechanism, however, is still not fully understood. The limited studies thus far on sacral nerve stimulation have demonstrated improved intestinal permeability and inhibition of inflammation. The studies in humans are limited, and the first study listed here includes one patient with refractory ulcerative proctitis, whose disease activity scores, endoscopic and histologic scores improved after 3 weeks of stimulation. Tibial nerve stimulation is another form of neuromodulation, also has been used for urinary incontinence and other pelvic floor disorders. Exact mechanism is unclear. In terms of forms, it includes percutaneous tibial nerve stimulation, as shown in figure A, and transcutaneous tibial nerve stimulation, as shown in figure B. The evidence thus far for tibial nerve stimulation has been insufficient. There has been one study, however, that's tested the usefulness and has shown improvement in 5 out of 7 patients with IBD. Acupuncture and electroacupuncture, as well as spinal cord stimulation, are other possible neuromodulation methods. So we conclude with the fact that a number of basic and clinical studies have demonstrated the anti-inflammatory effects and autonomic mechanisms of vagal nerve stimulation and sacral nerve stimulation for intestinal inflammation, suggesting a great therapeutic potential of these neuromodulation methods. Longer-term clinical studies are warranted and needed to prove their efficacy and gain regulatory approval for their use in treating IBD. Certain non-invasive methods, such as tibial nerve stimulation and electroacupuncture, are also up and coming and may be applied to treat mild to moderate disease in conjunction with other modes of therapy. Thank you.